Friends, hello everyone. Today I've prepared a few useful tips and simple DIY projects for you. Most screwdriver bits are magnetized, but this isn't always enough to keep a screw in place, especially in tight spots where you can only use one hand. Those screws are just itching to fall. In such cases, I turn to electrical tape. I simply tear off a piece and slide it through the middle of the screw, with the sticky side facing the screw head. I push this strip of tape all the way through, then press the screw onto the bit, securing it with the adhesive side of the tape. This way, the screw won't budge with the slightest movement, and it's easy to drive it in. I had this piece of cable duct left over from a repair job. Instead of tossing it, I decided to create a useful DIY item. First, I measure its width with a makeshift caliper and transfer that measurement to the edge of the cable duct. I need to make a cut from the beginning to a point on the edge. I do this with a regular utility knife, but it's inconvenient and a bit dangerous because the plastic is quite thick. The knife eventually broke, and I didn't even complete one cut, which also veered slightly from the edge. So, using a utility knife for such a cut isn't ideal. I grabbed a bottle of soda from the fridge, and while sipping my drink, an idea struck me. The bottle cap could be repurposed. I simply flatten it with a hammer. Then, aiming to find the center, I make a small hole first, followed by a 6mm hole. Now I take an M6 bolt, a couple of washers, and a nut, and I attach the flattened cap to the bolt, securing it with the nut and washers. It transforms into a practical attachment for a screwdriver, perfect for making small plastic cuts. Surprisingly, this straightforward tool quickly tackled the task, and the DIY project takes just 2 minutes to complete. It can come in handy for unexpected tasks. After making the cuts in the box, I bend the side walls inward. I use the same cap tool to cut a piece from one of them. Then, I glue the side walls together with cyanoacrylate glue. I trim the protruding bottom wall. On the other side of the box, I also trim a piece from both side flaps with the cap tool. And later, glue them as well. This results in a convenient container with a lid. You can use it, for example, to store drill bits that you don't use often or for other items. The container has a convenient and reliable lid. Items stored inside will stay intact and secure. Now, it's time to replace the blade on the knife. By the way, did you know that when the blade gets dull, you need to snap it off using this break-off section? Insert the break-off section into the blade and snap off a segment with a sharp twist. But there's not much blade left now, so I'll replace it with a new one. To avoid searching for a new blade later, I'll put a few spare ones in a special compartment in the knife. Some say not all knives have this feature, but I've always come across knives that do. Let me know, friends, if it's not the case for you. Sometimes, you need to cut something with a hacksaw on metal, but the area is hard to access, and it's only convenient to use the blade, but holding it by hand is very uncomfortable. So, a regular utility knife comes to the rescue. Simply remove the blade and replace it with the hacksaw blade. You get a comfortable handle for the metal hacksaw. Lastly, here's an interesting DIY project using a wooden clothespin, and a regular pencil sharpener. Unscrew the blade and attach it to the clothespin, as shown in the video. This creates a tool for stripping wires. I can confidently say that it works quite well, as I have one in factory-made form. It's a bit more convenient than the clothespin, but it's not always at hand, and I found it only on AliExpress. I'll leave the link in the description just in case. Friends, that's all for today. I wanted to share a few simple and useful ideas, and I hope I succeeded. Please show your appreciation by hitting the like button and let me know which of the ideas you liked in the comments. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to not miss new helpful videos. Thanks to everyone for watching, and goodbye.